Alright, so now we have it on sticks. So just transfer it on. So dito tayo mag-a-apply ng ating rub, no? So bakit sa aluminum pan, no? Just to keep the rub inside, no? Para hindi masyadong magulo at messy yung ating work table. And at the same time, kung meron tayong mga parts na maiwan na hindi malagyan ng rub, still we have all the rub inside the aluminum pan or aluminum tray that we can use for to add doon sa mga wala, no? Alright, so in applying the rub, you have to make sure yung inyong rub ay yung properly yung consistency ng kanyang rub is well mixed para pag apply natin doon sa meat pantay-pantay or consistent yung flavor niya. Okay, so let's start applying the rub. Okay. So one thing to remember when you're applying rub, you have to make sure na you are picturing the meat, no? Yung flavor niya, yung quality ng meat. So hindi siya masyado dapat na parang overpowered ng rub na hindi mo na malasahin yung karne yung kinakain mo, no? So yeah, so just apply it evenly, and then just turn it para doon sa isang side naman. Yan. You just have to make sure na lahat ng part ng karne merong rub para pag kinain, kahit anong part ang kagatin po ng inyong pamilya o ng inyong customers, then they will have the same explosion of flavor, no? Yan. Alright, so that's it. If you have to check, yeah, kung merong rub yung palibot niya, then you're good to go, no? So we'll just let it sit for a while para lang ma-absorb nung meat yung kanyang rub and yung salt. So this is the perfect time na habang naghihintay tayo, we can start firing up the smoker, no? And then preheat the smoker. We have to preheat the smoker to 250, no? So that's the ideal temp before transferring or putting in the meat in the smoker. All right, so let's fire up the smoker. All right, so now that we have our pork belly that's been sitting here for about 10-15 minutes, then we have our fire going, and then we've reached the temp of 250, no? Parehas na 250. Okay. Right, so in placing the meat, we have to, since we have a very big smoker, pero we have to utilize yung pinaka part area na malayo doon sa firebox, and at the same time hindi rin masyadong malapit doon sa smokestack. So those are the hot spot ng isang offset smoker. Alright, so the way we place the meat is just side by side from each other, no? So make sure there's enough space in between them so that heat and smoke can actually penetrate, no? Or pass through in between them lahat ng part ng karne. And then we also have a water pan on the side, no? With water of course. And for us, the best place to put it is near the firebox, and it will serve as a heat deflector, no? So it will help regulate the temperature or the heat. Hindi directly ang tama ng init ay doon sa meat. So yeah, this is where we place the water pan. Right, now that we have it all set, we can now close the smoker. Yan. So after closing the smoker, of course, binuksan natin siya, then the temperature dropped. So we have to maintain 225 to 250, no? For the first hour, for the first 2 hours, no? Tama ba, Nani? Yes. No? First 2 hours. So yeah, after that, then we will check, no? And help with the spritzer, and then we'll show you what to do next after first and second hour. Alright? Alright, so during the first hour, you have to check the color of the meat. Now this is a good time to also spritz the meat, no? Kasi after 1 hour talagang expose siya sa init, sa usok, and we have to help the meat to survive the smoking process. So just spray liberally, no? Pero hindi naman directly doon sa meat para hindi rin mawala yung mga rub na kumapit doon sa ating karne. Alright, so after that, we need to close the lid again for another 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. Alright, so that's another 1 hour and a half. We're smoking it bare. Again, we just maintain 225 to 250. And ito na yung time para alisin na natin isa-isa yung karne from the smoker and place it on a aluminum pan. No? So, we just need to line them up. And before wrapping it, then that's the time to add the other ingredients. Alright, so now we're adding brown sugar doon sa ibabaw ng meat. So, aside from the sugar, then we add barbecue sauce just to add a little signature on the candies that we're making. So, preferably sweet sauce din siya. And then after that, we can also add the honey, no? Yung honey natin, we'll add another layer of flavor. And then after that, we will add yung butter natin, that will make our burnt and candies tastes better. Cube lang natin siya, so lagay lang natin doon sa loob ng pan. It will melt naman, so after minutes doon sa loob ng smoker, melted na yung butter natin. And then mabibrace na yung meat. Halo-halo nung butter, sugar, honey, and other spices na nilagay natin, especially yung juice, yung oil na ipoproduce ng karne. Alright, so now that you have all your meat and ingredients inside, that's the time na i-wrap lang natin or seal it with the aluminum foil. No? Alright, so now that we have the aluminum tray covered and then yung ating meat, then we have to put it back inside the smoker. And this will be still be in the smoker for another 1 hour and a half. So isang oras at kalahati. And again, we will be maintaining 250 to 275 now. So 1 hour and a half has passed. So based on our experience naman, this should be ready, no? And you can see at the color of the meat, yung texture niya, na ready na siya. Then pull it out of the smoker, and then it's time to use yung kanyang own liquid to glaze them up. No? Alright, so now that we have pulled out the pork belly or the burnt and candies from the smoker, ideally dapat i-rest mo talaga yung karne, no? To allow the meat, no, to absorb back yung mga juice na nawala sa kanya. Ideally for this portion ng burnt and candies na ginawa natin, siguro about 20-25 minutes resting, then that would be ideal before consuming this burnt and candies, no. Siguro by the time meron pang residual cooking or carrying cooking pa after na ma-pull out siya sa smoker, and na-absorb niya na yung mga juice and caramel doon sa loob ng pan, no, ng aluminum tray. We are now resting it a little bit. Dapat mas maganda, mas mahaba pa, no, pero since demo naman ito and video, you can observe if you rest it longer, but this one is siguro mga 5-10 minutes na resting na to. So if you want, you can rest it longer and then observe kung ano yung magiging texture ng inyong karne. Alright? So now, makikita nyo nag-caramelize siya, no? If you can see, nag-caramelize yung yung juice niya, parang nandoon sa ilalim, parang na na siya, no, na nabe-braise na yung meat niya. So it's safe to say na it's super tender yung meat na to, no? Kasi nga nakababad na siya dun sa sarili niyang oil and caramel and juice, no? Right, so for example, this one, mainit pa. So, yeah, as you can see, no? Yeah, no, very juicy and looking tender and so moist, no? Yung caramelized niya, no? Yan. And if you try it, sure, if you try it, naku po, for sure this will be a hit and bestseller talaga, no? The best part talaga ng pork belly, bakit ginagamit ng pork belly, is yung fat and meat ratio niya, no? In between. Siguro kuha tayo isa. Then we will just try to show, no? Yung kanyang karne. Yeah, that's fat, no? That's fat yung nag-break na yan. So yung layer ng mainit pa, fat and meat ratio, maganda. So that's why it's very tender. Pagka binisin mo lang siya, totally magbe-break na siya. You can see. Mainit. So if it's rested longer, then it will be more tender and yan. As you can see, no, nadudurog yung karne. All right. Yeah, so siguro let's try one. And hihintay ni Rani. Alright, medyo mainit pa. Ako ito, kakainin ko na lang yung inano ko. Yan. This one, it's falling apart, no? Okay. So yung sweetness, yung saltiness, si Roy natatawa doon. Mamaya matitikman mo to.
Tikman mo.
Yung saltiness niya, yung sweetness niya, blends together very well, no? Yung pepper niya, it gives you a hint of spice din, no? Pero this one is really extra rice, please. Mapapa-extra rice ka talaga.
Matitikman mo. Hintay ka lang.
So, thank you very much and thank you for watching. And hopefully we'll see you again on the next video.